What's up, code breakers? Welcome back to another Sunday Funday edition of Camp Hospital. It is June, the double digits. I don't even know. Are we in the 15th, 14th? Wow. It's going to be Canada Day before we know it. Heading over to the second garage build site this morning. Thought we'd give you a progress update. Look at all the neighbors walking around this morning. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day to get outside. Yeah, anyway, update video for you. Let's go. Bro, cut your grass, bro. It's top of the fence. Oh, man. No, it started as no mow May, and now it's just a meadow in the back corner. I kind of dig. I kind of like it. Everything else looks... First of all, massive shout out to the crew that did the service installation on this job. They were top notch, above and beyond. Let me tell you about them in a sec. Let's get this show going. Oh. Good morning. Let me just open the place up and then we'll talk about what we got going on over here. These are animal prints, huh? Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, still locked. Here we go. Wow. Oh. Hey. Lights. All right. Pulled the key out of the door. What do you think of my hat? Let's go Oilers. Let's go Oilers. Although if you're watching this video, well, by the time this video's out, we all know the Oilers lost game 5. No good. What's the series? 3-2? Get the key out of the door, Hospital. There we go. Okay. For starters, we are on to paint chips. Painter came by. We had a conversation again, and we're trying to be neutral, and we're trying to be light. Now, which family of colors do we want it in? Browns, greens. What is this? Clay? I don't know. Blue-gray color. We're somewhere up in sort of this gradient up here. Light, but off white. I don't know. And we really value your opinion. So, looking outside of ourselves, what color would you pick? We're going to go lighter. It's going to be the shade of gray, the shade of clay, the shade of green, or the shade of green? Watch. Okay, 1, 2, 3, or 4. 1, 2. A hint of pine is fun. 3. Commercial white. Silent smoke. Or 4. This one. 1, 2, 3, or 4. Hit us up with a comment down below. Welcome to the jungle, where we have fun and games. As you can see, we have a toilet. That's a big step. Let me show you where it goes. For those of you that are new around here, this used to be a garage. We picked this property up 2 years ago, and we've been slowly converting this old, abandoned, tear-down garage into a 750 square foot cabin tiny house located right here on Lake Erie's North Shore in Southern Ontario, Canada. And I'm bumping into all kinds of shelves. All this stuff needs to be returned. There was a cabinet over here that we sold on Marketplace. All right, get it together, Aspinall. All right, let's go in here, see what's been done. Nothing has been done. Nothing. It's not why we're here. This is next level. And even a little note left from the installer. Well, we decided to go with the biggest hot water tank on the market for this tiny house because that makes a lot of logical sense. 3 people will never drain that. You know, a couple and a kid, never gonna drain that. Anyway, if you're here in the winter and it's cold, at least you can have unlimited hot showers. Well, we finally got it all installed. Look at this. Look at this. There's the line that comes from the street. Follow it up. There's the shut off. There's the water meter there. Follow the line here. There's your cold manifold. We're going to get it mounted on the back wall. It's not going to get mounted to drywall. We're going to put some plywood in here. But all these cold lines, you know, bathroom, kitchen, laundry, over there. And then, of course, the line coming into the hot water tank and then the hot coming out. We have laundry and bathroom. Those 2 lines there. Here's one here that comes out of the concrete floor. And that second line comes over to here. This one comes from the bathroom still too. And then this one is going to be obviously laundry. It's going to continue here, fridge, and then dishwasher, and obviously kitchen sink there. So that's a win. That is a huge win. Toilets here, it's obviously got to get installed, and then a few lines in each of these rooms, and then we can call the town and get the water turned on at the street. I assume it's turned off out here. I haven't spoken to anybody. My assumption is it's turned off at the main water thing out there, and we'll get the town to come out and turn it on out there. A couple of videos ago, we had a big flood in here. Boys were testing the water lines after they were installed outside underground, and they didn't know we didn't have anything connected. These lines were all just opened, and we ended up getting water all over this floor. But no damage, everything dried. We had a tiny little water stain here on the floor, but we haven't painted yet. We got a painter coming. I showed you the paint chips. Painter coming. Actually, painter's been booked 2 weeks, 3 weeks? Steph knows. I think 2 weeks from now. I think it's 2 weeks from now. The painter's coming. That's why we have to pick. He's also painting the downstairs ceiling at our other house. If you remember, it's all open, like blocking, like loft system, and all the electrical and everything runs in the ceiling. So they're going to spray. So it's all going to kind of disappear because it's all going to be off-white or a bright white kind of a color at home. So all the plumbing, all the electrical, it's all there. It's all going to be white. So hopefully it all just kind of disappears and still feels big. Otherwise we enclose it and we lose like 1.5 feet in the ceiling. And we don't want to do that. So yeah. We still haven't got around to these cabinets. We got to get these cabinets up. There's this opening here. We have it all. It's here. We have to get the faces up there. Microwaves here, we have to get that up there, of course. This is done, but no plumbing has been done here yet. Oh, I stand corrected. I have not opened this yet. Look, the drains are done! The drains are done. This is obviously for the dishwasher. So a couple of videos ago, we did the sink installation. Plumber's been here. There's a clean out. This goes into the wall, drains into the concrete, cement, to the back corner, out the building, into underground. You saw a few videos ago over here, and to that white flag. That's the clean out where wastewater goes to the street. So that's a journey, eh? Drain here and down there and underground and to the corner, and then it's like when you make a phone call to your friend down the road, but it has to go to the satellites first and then come right back to Earth. I didn't expect that. Look, even this water line here, this goes to a hose outside the building. So hot, cold, and a cold for the hose, the outside faucet, the 2 for the tap. The drains are done. Like I said, dishwasher, which will go right here. The electrical's been done. The plumbing will cut through here, and the draining will cut through here. And this is where the fridge is going to go. And this is laundry. Okay, I have to brag about the team that did the work outside. It took them under 72 hours to find the services at the street. That's the water inlet coming in from the road, municipal services, as well as the sanitary line leaving the building. They found both. They were able to dig. They were able to run the lines all the way to the corner of this building over here, connect and do a water test in less than 3 days. In fact, it was like 2 full days and 2 hours on day 3. And the cleanup that they did, over the moon impressed. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So all the stone is new. They poured this driveway. This is all new. They dumped all this rock because they obviously dug everything up. They poured all this dirt. They cut this clean out down. They've marked it. But look, they even seeded. I don't want to walk on it, but they even seeded. They poured it all back. The equipment came. They leveled it all. They seeded. So the water services run all the way down to that back corner there. They put all this rock down here in the driveway. And you know what's funny? It's kind of ironic. This side yard was a mess. It was an absolute mess. It still is if you look back here. It's never been that flat. It's never been graded like that. And they seeded. So that flag there, I'm pointing at it. Camera doesn't look like it. That's where the sanitary connection, sewer connection from the building go out to the street. Do you see that blue flag way over there? That's where the water inlet comes into the property to the building. But it has to go, like I said, across the driveway. That's why the driveway stone is all new, as this was all, of course, dug up to the far corner of that building. And here's the hose tap underneath the sink. Can you even see? You can't even see. You're gonna have to trust me on it. I'll take you around the back because I want to show. Don't look at the grass though. Tick season 2, by the way. Look at this. There was a hole here for like 2 years. There's a clean out. This is where they come into the building because remember, this was an addition right here. This was a new pour just at the back. So they run from here and down and around. And that means we have this beautiful canvas over here to do this project again and build a second one just like this. I think that looks great, huh? Yeah. Look at that. Yeah, look right into the sun, camera. You can't see it. Anyway, look at this. Graded, seated, tamped down, flat. Main clean out there. Don't walk on it, Aspinall. Oh, come on. Main shut off here. Means we can build. Right there. And I think that will alleviate the grass problem. We'll put a structure there, and maybe we'll start with, I told Steph, we got to build some kind of barn, some kind of winter space where we can get projects done, because we love living in the tiny house, the garage. But man, when it's only light out for 6-7 hours a day in January, and you're in 400 square feet and there's no room to get projects done anyway, imagine if we built some kind of garage here that we actually used as a garage and just put the loft upstairs. What if there was an outdoor entrance and we just rented upstairs and I used downstairs as like a YouTube office studio? Food for thought. Anyway, it's a blank canvas. I gotta put up some caution tape. I could care less about the grass. I have bigger fish to fry than the number of dandelions my lawn has or doesn't have. But hey, I'm not shaming dandelion killers. If that's you and you like taking care of your grass, then I'm glad you find joy in it, because everything should be full of joy. Everything we do should be full of joy. Anywho, it's nice and cool in here today. The painter's gonna take care of everything, even the little nooks and crannies and the dings in the wall, priming the doors. That's why they're a different color. Actually, we live in such a small community. The painter came in and he went, "This drywall job was really well done." And of course we said the name and he goes, "I figured it was that individual. I've been following him around. People keep calling me saying, I just had drywall work done. Can you come and paint?" And I guess they've been kind of following each other and he can tell whose work is whose. Yeah, anyway, small community, you start recognizing those really, really close details in some of the work. Anyway, I thought that was kind of a unique story. Here's where we are today. This is the sink. More cabinet stuff. There was a lower cabinet here. I think Steph sold it on Marketplace. Some of the kick plate stuff, that's just garbage. Electrical spindles, which were plunked underneath the stairs to be lost forever. We actually found them when we were getting all this stuff installed and finally cleaning out under the stairs. Those spindles were one oversight. Should there be a light here? I always want to turn on the light for the camera. There's no light. This is the brand new pour. I'm going to turn this off and then turn it on with the flash. All right, lights on now on the camera. So this was all a new floor, new pour. See? There's the original concrete garage. And then we ran all the plumbing here and poured the cement. So there's yet another clean out. We actually have 3. There's where the foundation new pour meets the new foundation wall that the new exterior walls sit on. Anyway, those spindles were plunked under here to be lost forever. So ample storage underneath this space, but I wanted to show you that the services come in from the corner and they leave the corner and they come here and they go right here. And then they come back down and they go here behind the toilet. There. We'll see what's been done upstairs. I don't think anything's been done because there's no reason to. There's no plumbing. There's no bathroom upstairs. Nothing. It's just a big loft. Maybe it's been cleaned. I don't know. This is all going to get painted. I think the interior here is all going to get painted. Methinks. I'm not sure. I wasn't responsible for the paint department. That's not my job. All right. No. Well, I don't know what I was expecting. It's my job to get up here and clean, so we're upstairs. Gorgeous. It's warm up here. Everything's been shut up. Shut up! But heat's off, right? Almost time to turn on that AC and make sure it works. Get this place a good solid 68 degrees. Here we are upstairs. So this didn't exist if you're new around here. This old garage had one of those tiny loft things where you stored like camping chairs from 1975 and pieces of wood you thought you would use again. You just throw them, up in the garage for decades. That's what this space was. So we chopped the roof off. We built this big old loft truss system upstairs. The building itself is about 20, just over 20 by 20, 400 square feet, giving us 400 down and almost 400 up, more like 350 because we lose from the knee walls here, but we do have the 2 dormer spaces there and on the other side there. Just making this primary living space, your bedroom, your office, your studio, and then downstairs is your living space, your kitchen, and the bathroom. I live here. In fact, this is bigger than the one that we live in. The only reason we don't move, because our property at home is bigger. Ours is right on the water with the sea-doos and the boat lift right off the dock. This one is a 10-second walk to the sand. Let's go there now. Turn these lights off. And then lights off. Off. Okay, now these ones. I'll figure it out one day. All right, there we go. Oh, we'll come back for you. Oh, well, happy June. Happy June. We are this close to finishing Unlearn 16's book. Yeah, that's about it. We're going to do a soft launch in the next coming weeks. It's summertime now, right? And she's an educator, and in the educator world, everybody's off. In the United States, a lot of teachers are already off. Canada's got about 2 weeks left. Well, this part, where I live anyway. Kids go until just before Canada Day, which is that July 1st. But we have been planning a book tour, like speaking gigs, and they're just left, right, and center. Every time I open my email, there's a new speaking gig for Joanna Johnson to go somewhere across this beautiful country and speak. So it's going to be an incredibly busy fall, watching her travel around and watching us promote this book. All right, I told you it was a 10-second walk. We're there. Look at this new build. There's a new build over here I wanted to show you because it's like 100 feet closer to the lake than we are. It's also like 2 feet higher off the ground. Like ours sits on an on-grade cement slab. We watched them backfill. This one's up on a little hill because of the proximity to the lake. The flood elevation goes right through our property. Our property is where the flood plain ends. So anywhere sort of south of our property needs to be built off the ground, and anywhere north of our property is okay to be on grade because it hasn't flooded in the last 100 years. Hello, gorgeous. Good morning to you, Michigan. Good morning to you, Ohio. Good morning to Steph, who's probably just down the shoreline at our beach. Well, this is also our beach. Oh, yeah. Come on. It's not the ocean, but it is Lake Erie. And some days I prefer that. Look at this. Wow. Fish flies hit. Not nearly as bad as they've been in other seasons, but maybe the full-on hasn't come yet. They started this week. If you don't know, fish flies, I call them fish flies. They got big old wings and they come off the lake. They live for like 48 hours, but there's like thousands of them and they're attracted to light. So they're just in swarms and they smell and they make the road slippery when you're driving and you're walking through them. They last for about 2 or 3 weeks and then the season's over. That started, so I believe that means this lake is at a certain temperature. I read something like 68 degrees Fahrenheit. When the lake hits that temperature, the fish flies come out. So welcome to summer. Welcome to summer indeed. Looks like a great sea-dew morning. Maybe I should wrap this up and take the boat for a little spin. Well, quick update for you. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. Thanks so much for following us on this journey. Once those appliances get installed, that's what I call them, toilets and the sinks and the doodads and the whatnots, I can't wait for the inaugural toilet flush. Methinks that's going to happen this week. We created an account with the services department at the town, so we already have a water account. They invoice in something like 6 to 8 weeks. So we just have to get it turned on at the street, and once the toilet and everything's in, and maybe we'll come over here and have a hot shower first, because why not? Then it's time to paint. Then we're just about at the end. It's time to start building, or at least planning, drawing, creating a blueprint for the one next door. We got to get this building cash flowing first, of course. Get those scales rebalancing. We've been spending, and as a lot of you know, we quit our jobs as educators and we own our own business. And anyway, when it rains, it pours, and it's not raining right now. It's a kind of a drought. So peace and love from Canada's most southern mainland shoreline. Give somebody close to you a hug. Tell them they matter. Don't forget you matter. If you're still here, hit the like button. Please consider subscribing. Tweet this at your grandma. Leave us a comment down below. We'll catch you all on the next one.